And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, traders and students all around the world. This is FXPassion broadcasting you live on YouTube, and this is Forex Trading Course 101. Hello King, how are you? Hello Miguel. Remember everybody, we are trying to build the three pillars. Pillar number one, the strategy and or system. Pillar number two, we are trying to understand how risk management works in our strategy and in our system. And pillar number three, the psychology part. And talking about the psychology, everybody, what do champion beginner traders say? Champion beginner traders say that I am not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. And of course this is a quote from Mark Douglas. Everybody remember, if you have a difficult time, because we are in the intermediate module, everybody, if this is your first time with us, we are learning about the Fibonacci's, and if you don't quite understand what is happening, please go back to the Stohastic YouTube webinar page, find the label Forex Course 101 and start watching the lessons from lesson number 1. Basic module, lesson number 1, what is market structure. Hello Annie, how are you? Hello Giuseppe, come stai? Hello Salbakti. Remember everybody, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide, and the webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only and for homeworks or questions. Everybody, you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact and my LinkedIn contact. Hello Christian, how are you? So today we are moving on, everybody, trading Fibonacci numbers, the Contrarian Fibonacci and the rules. Okay, now just to resume, right, just to summarize, we talked about, until now we were talking about the original Fibonacci. If you didn't take a screenshot of this, take a screenshot. And just to summarize, number one, we use the original Fibonacci to determine trend direction. Number two, then we compare trend direction from the larger time frame to the lower time frame. And number three, the last thing, we need to identify in what zone are the Fibonacci's on the larger time frame and the smaller time frame. And we need to determine if all the time frame has the same rally or dip in a downtrend, retracement or extension. And rule, for a high probability trades, we should always enter in extensions and in the same direction. All the other trades are low probability trades. Hello Zuelius, how are you? And things to remember, the higher, number one, the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. Number two, the Fibonacci is stronger than the trend line. Number three, you want to buy or sell the C and take profit at the D. And number four, you find the C using the Contrarian Fibonacci. So today we are going to learn about the Contrarian Fibonacci. And from yesterday, right? From yesterday what we found was this, right? So we had, and I'm going to delete a few things from, you know, we were talking about entries and different setups, right? Past resistance number one. We talked about risk management. So we're going to delete most of these things. Delete. Passion, but I missed yesterday's webinar. No problem, go on Stohastic YouTube webinar page. Okay, the webinars are recorded. Hello Kevin, how are you? So on the monthly chart, everybody, we found the down Fibonacci. On the weekly chart, on the AUD USD weekly chart, we found that the market is in a down Fibonacci. And on the daily chart, right, we found also that we are in a down Fibonacci, right? So we have monthly, weekly and daily, 2 hour. We didn't have time yesterday for the 2 hour chart. But talking about the original Fibonacci is the rule for high probability trades. We should always enter in extensions, right? So if you're a beginner trader, everybody, and you are learning how to trade, so you have a down Fibonacci and the extension is going to go down. We have extension, retracement, the next move is going to be extension. And also on the daily, the next move is going to be the extension. And you want to sell the C in a downtrend, and we talked about this yesterday, and take profit at the D. Bear in mind that the monthly chart, this is the lower band, so you need to manage your trade. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When the market is going to reverse and push down, you need to manage your trade. Namaste Patak, how are you? Okay, now take a screenshot, everybody. Take a photo with your cell phone or a screenshot on your computer, laptop, whatever. Okay, this is about, those are the rules about the contrarian Fibonacci. Kevin, I need to go find on what is Fibonacci in the previous videos. Kevin, I can send you the playlist, okay? Don't worry. Okay. And talking about the Fibonacci's, Christian, did you talk to Valid? Christian, did you talk to Valid? He's going to give you a class. He's going to teach you Fibonacci, Christian. And Vincent, you too. Christian and Vincent, did you two talk to Valid? He's going to teach you about the Fibonacci. Because I don't have time, you know. I ask Valid a favor. He's going to teach you the Fibonacci. Vincent and Christian, talk to Valid, okay? I send you the contact on Skype so you can talk to him. Okay, everybody, the contrarian Fibonacci. Number one, we use the contrarian Fibonacci to, number one, trade retracements. Wow. And number two, to find the C of the original Fibonacci. Finally, right? Wow, to trade retracements. Everybody, what was the rule until now? Remember, when we were learning about the structure and the market wave and the uptrend, you know, some of you were asking, I said, well, the best entries or the rules for a beginner trader are buy the uptrend, never sell. Buy the uptrend. And some of you were complaining, oh, Passion, can I short the market? Can I go against? Said no, absolutely not. As a beginner trader, the answer is no. You cannot short an uptrend, right? And we're talking about the market wave and the structure, extension, retracement, extension, and everything, right? Extension, retracement, extension. And as a beginner trader, some of you were crying, you know, oh, I would like to short the market. And I said, no, you can't. You don't have. I mean, you can accept what we are teaching you and you can reject what we are teaching you. But I said to you, everybody, that you are not skilled enough to trade retracements. Now today we are changing the story, right? Because we are moving on and we are learning. And we are learning more about the Fibonacci and everything, okay? So we use the contrarian Fibonacci 1 to trade retracement and number 2 to find the C of the original Fibonacci. Christian, not yet. Christian, what are you waiting for, my friend? What are you waiting for? Just talk to him, right now, okay? Christian and Vincent, you can do the class together, okay, with Valid, or one by one. Ask him. Hello, Victor, how are you? How is your fund doing, Victor? How is your fund doing? Trading rules, everybody. Number one, until the D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering the trades with a probability of 50-50. And again, don't worry, everybody. we are going to spend a month or two on the Fibonacci's, okay? I'm going to show you everything. Number 2, if you can find a contrarian Fibonacci with the projected D extension above or below the A of the original Fibonacci, you are entering an 80-85% probability trades. Kevin, so it is always better to buy, not sell. Yes, Kevin, in an uptrend, if you are a beginner trader, it's better to buy, not to sell, because I mean, professional traders do all kind of stuff, but they are skilled, you know, and beginner traders are not skilled enough, okay? Because you are going against the trend, you know, it's just a matter of time. Now with the Contrarian Fibonacci is going to change a lot of things, because when the beginner trader is shorting an uptrend, it's just a matter of time for him or her to lose, because we are in an uptrend, in an up structure, in an up market way, whatever, you know. So great question. Great boss. You are the boss, not me. You are the boss, Victor, not me. Number 3, when you find the C, your stop loss should go 10 to 100 pips above the or below the A of the original Fibonacci, and you take profit should go 10 to 100 pips. It depends how many decimal points have your broker below above the D of the Fibonacci. When you find the C, you should check the trend direction from the larger time frame and compare it to the lower time frame prior to entering the trade. The last thing you need to do is to identify in what zone are the Fibonacci's on the larger time frame and the smaller time frame. And you have the same rule, everybody. For high probability trades, we should always enter in extensions and in the same direction. And all other trades are low probability trades. So let's go step by step. Number 1, until the D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with the probability 50-50. Okay, now what does this mean, everybody? This means simply that if this is your original Fibonacci, okay, and the market it's retracing, right? It's making lower lows, lower highs, and remember the original Fibonacci is stronger. Don't worry, everybody. Oh, this looks like it's difficult. Don't worry, we are going to spend 2 months on the Fibonacci's, okay? So this is the original Fibonacci, and we have the A, we have the B, we have the C, and because green goes to green, we have the projected D up in here, right? And everybody, if you, after we talk about the contrarian, if you don't like the contrarian Fibonacci, if you don't understand the contrarian Fibonacci, no problem, okay? Just use what you like, use what you understand. Alright? So this is the A, this is the B, this is the C, and we have the projected D, because green goes to green according to the Fibonacci rules and ratios. And number 1, until the D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability of 50-50. Okay, so let's go step by step. Okay, so concept that we must learn, everybody. Concept. The contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more that the contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more than a Fibonacci but drawn in the opposite direction. I hope my English is correct. Okay, the contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more than a Fibonacci that is drawn in the opposite direction. So, and if this is true, everybody, now what is the good point? The good point is that the same, right? We're going to write like this, and because of this, same rules A, B, C, D rules apply, right? This is the good news. So you learned about, everybody, you learned about the original Fibonacci, and the contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more than a Fibonacci but drawn in the opposite direction, and because of this the same A, B, C, D rules apply. So if I have my original Fibonacci and I want to draw a contrarian Fibonacci in here, you know, now I know that the same rules apply, so I know that what is going to be the A, well, if my original Fibonacci is in an uptrend, my contrarian Fibonacci is going to be in a downtrend. Yes, sir, correct. Passion, can you say yes? Okay, slowly, everybody. If my original Fibonacci is up, it is an uptrend, an up structure, whatever. If my original Fibonacci is up, then my contrarian Fibonacci is going to be down. Okay? And because the same rules apply, I'm going to start drawing my down Fibonacci from where? From the B point, right? Because the same rule apply. What is... Yes, it's not going to be. So what I'm going to do, everybody, number one, and I would suggest to you, have different colors for different Fibonacci, so you are not going to mix them, okay? There is no right or wrong, but I'm telling you, you are going to mix the Fibonaccis. And so I'm going to draw my contrarian Fibonacci, and I'm going to name my contrarian Fibonacci like, I'm going to have a sub A is going to be here, you know. I'm going to have a sub B. You can name it also 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up to you, everybody. I'm going to have sub A, sub B, somewhere in between the sub A and the sub B is going to be the sub C. Passion, what is the sub C? The same rules apply. This is the sub A, this is the sub B. What is the sub C? The same rules apply. The sub C is the highest point, not necessarily a high, inside the sub A, sub B boundary before the market hit the appropriate sub D extension. Okay, so very slowly, everybody, I'm showing you that I'm going to color code my contrarian Fibonacci with different colors, and I'm going to name my contrarian Fibonacci with different letters. So my original Fibonacci is A, B, C, D. My contrarian Fibonacci is sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D. Okay? So Fibonacci means uptrend. No, Kevin, Fibonacci is a trading tool which measures the sequence according to the Fibonacci retracement and ratio. No, Kevin, Fibonacci does not mean uptrend. No, sir. Fibonacci is a tool that measures extensions, retracement extensions, and it has a sequence built in it. Okay? Kevin, we're going to talk later, but... And everybody, it's not just Kevin. If this is too hard for you to understand. If you don't know what is happening, everybody, please go back to the Ducascopy webinar page and start to watch the lesson starting from lesson number 1. Or the Fibonacci, you know, or the... because we were 2 weeks in the original Fibonacci already, everybody. Okay? And yes, please continue to ask questions, of course. You know? Okay, so going back to the picture, everybody, we are going to trade retracement, or we are going to find the C of the original Fibonacci, and the trading rule number 1, until the D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary, the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability of 50-50. What does this mean? So let's say that I have just this one, right? And I'm here, and I have, this is my C, right? So starting from today, talking about the probability game, everybody, how do I know that this C, capital C means original Fibonacci, how do I know that this C is a 50% trade or is a 80% trade? Okay, we were learning until now to, in an uptrend, buy the C, in a downtrend, sell the C, right? So we are here, and let's see that we are seeing the market making higher highs, higher lows, right? And we want to enter the trade like this. We want to enter the trade here, but how do I know that this capital C, capital A, capital B, capital C, how do I know that this C is a 50% trade according to the Fibonacci's, or this entry is an 80% trade according to the Fibonacci's? Well, rule number 1 about the contrarian Fibonacci is stating if you have a contrarian Fibonacci that its sub D extension is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, then that you are entering a 50% trade. Passion, can you repeat please? Yes, sir. How do I know that my entry from an original Fibonacci standpoint on any time frame, 15-minute chart, 2-hour chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, how do I know that my entry at the C is a 50% or an 80% trade? Talking about probabilities, about the original Fibonacci. And number 1 is stating, yes Kevin, you're correct, number 1 is stating that until the sub D extension is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, that we are entering a 50% trade. Cost 25.25. No sir, it's not about this. Congratulations Kevin, you learned about the trend, but it's not about this time. Everybody, what do you think? Why? Most of you don't know, but take a logic about the Fibonacci for the ones who learned the relationship between the retracement and extensions. You know, that green goes to green, red goes to red, blue goes to blue. Now look at the contrarian Fibonacci and tell me, what do you think? Why, if you enter in here, why this would be a 50% trade according to the contrarian Fibonacci in relation to the original Fibonacci? What do you think, everybody? Thank you Kevin for being participating, but no, it's not about the uptrend, no sir. Don't be shy, everybody. We are here to learn, okay? Don't be shy. Oops, sorry. No, man. You don't need to be sorry. You are going to learn because you are talking, you know. What do you think, everybody? Why, if you enter in here, this is going to be a 50% rate? And remember, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. You can say I don't know, you can say because the original Fibonacci is this and this and that. You can type in the chat because the Contrarian Fibonacci is this and this and that. Teacher Miguel, what do you say, Miguel? Come on guys, some of you are 3 years, 2 years together with me here. Okay? Cause it didn't break the orange line. No. Okay. I have a 20 seconds delay, maybe somebody's typing, but we are going to move forward, okay? When we learned about the original Fibonacci, let me change the colors here. When we learned about the original Fibonacci, we learned that the original Fibonacci is going to, when the market is going to break the 0% level, then the market broke our original Fibonacci, and when this happens, this original Fibonacci is not valid anymore. Do you remember, everybody, we learned the rules of the Fibonacci? Until the market retraces and hits or breaks or touches the green, it goes to green. Until the market goes until the blue and it touches the blue or it breaks the blue, the extension is the blue. When the market touches or breaks the red, the extension is the red. But when the market not touches but breaks the 0%, the A of the original Fibonacci, then we learn that this Fibonacci is not valid anymore and that we must reverse our original Fibonacci. Giuseppe, we are in an AB boundary of the original Fibonacci. Yes, sir, because the D of the contrary Fibonacci not past the original. Yes, exactly, everybody. Exactly because of this. This is a 50% rate because the contrarian Fibonacci can still push down, hit its own sub the extension, right? But it's not going to break the A of our original Fibonacci. And everybody, this is one of the lessons that you should watch 4 or 5 times, okay? Don't be so naive that you are going to watch this lesson just once right now and that you are going to understand everything. You are not, okay? If you want to learn the Contrarian Fibonacci, watch this lesson not 3 or 4 times, watch this lesson 4 to 5 times, the same lesson, over and over and over again. Okay? So, if you enter here at the higher high, higher low, the red one, this is a 50% rate because the Contrarian Fibonacci can still push lower, hit his sub the extension, but this is not going to break or violate the A of the original Fibonacci. Okay? Now, but when we draw the next contrarian Fibonacci, something like this, I'm going to change colors again, you know, something like this, and I'm going to something like this. Okay, so I just readjusted my contrarian Fibonacci. Passion, how do I adjust? The same rules apply. Okay, I just readjusted my contrarian Fibonacci, which is nothing more than Fibonacci just in the opposite direction. Now look in here, what is here happening? So I just move my C down here, because what is the C? The C is the lowest point, not necessarily a low, but it's the lowest point inside the AB boundary before the market hits the appropriate extension. So I just lowered my C because the market pushed lower, and when this happens, now I have the same question. Let's delete sub A, sub B, sub C, sub D, right? This is my C, and I have my sub A's here, sub B's here. I'm going to have my sub C somewhere in between, but my projected sub D is down in here. So I have the same question. How do I know that if again we are going to build higher high, higher low, again we are entering at the red, just an example for you to understand and see. So if I'm entering here, how do I know that the C is a 50% rate or it's an 80% rate if I'm going to buy the original Fibonacci right now? Where is the sub D extension, everybody? Is the sub D extension still inside the AB boundary? Clone. Is the sub D extension still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, like in here? Or is the sub D over or below or above, you know, the capital A of the original Fibonacci? Below in this example, of course. And what does this mean to a beginner trader? I have my original Fibonacci is up, but my contrarian Fibonacci is showing me down, and the market is making lower lows, lower highs. Right? I'm in a downtrend like this. I'm in a downtrend. I'm in a short-term downtrend, everybody. This is extension, this is retracement. So I am in a up retracement, you know, this was the market before, something like this, right? So I am in an up retracement, my C is down here, and I'm trying to buy the market, I'm trying to buy this A, B, C, D, I'm trading the Fibonacci right now, and I'm going to enter here because I'm seeing two higher highs, two higher lows. So how do I know that this C of the original Fibonacci is a 50% rate or an 80% rate, and why? Miguel is saying, I'm listening. When is out of the AB boundaries above or below the A, it will be an 80% rate. Yes, Miguel, correct. Thank you. The deeper the C, the best for the C confirmation. Yes, sir. Thank you, Miguel. Forex tips for tips, it's below the A. Absolutely yes. Patak, below the A. Any, this is an 80% sub D. Sorry, below the A. Thank you. It means has 80% chance to going up. It means it has an 80% chance to go up. Forex tips for tips. Okay. It's a downtrend. It's a short-term downtrend. Okay, it's everybody, this is why we are telling you, you know, we are passed over. We have extension, retracement, extension, and on the short term trend you are going to see the market making higher highs, higher lows. Then on the retracement you are going to see the market making lower lows, lower highs, and then you are going to see again a change, you are going to see a change, and then the market is going to reverse and is going to push higher and make another extension. This is structure and this is the market wave. So, and we are now learning about how to use the Fibonacci on this. So everybody, it's not just Forex tips for tips, but it's a great question for everybody to understand, you know. So yes, we are in a short-term downtrend, but what we are trading, what is the big picture? We are trading the up Fibonacci on this up retracement. No, it's not a down retracement, it's an up retracement. Okay? So we are trading, what is the big picture? The big picture is we are trading the Fibonacci. And this is why we are going to buy when the time is right, not just blindly, but we are going to buy with the, we learned this everybody, we are going to buy with the counter trendline break, bullish candlestick formation at past support. So we are going to buy in here with the same convergences, and you can also buy, so what's the difference, right? You can buy here and you can buy here if you have the same convergences, but talking about the Fibonacci's, one entry is going to be a 50% entry. You still can win, of course, but it's going to be a 50% trade, you know. Why is that? Because as we learned, the market can push still down. But this one, everybody, this is going to be an 80% chance. According to the Fibonacci sequence, you are going to have a greater chance of winning this Fibonacci. Then you can enter 50%, but it's 50%, you know. Don't come crying back, everybody. Oh, I'm losing because I'm buying here. It's 50-50. Be patient and wait for the Fibonacci to show you that it has this so-called confirmed C. Tips and tips. Patak, what's your question? What is your question? Everybody, it's not just tips for tips. If this is your first time with us and you don't understand, I mean, what is happening, right? Go back on the webinar page, Dukascope YouTube webinar page, and start to learn from the left. I told you, everybody, as soon as we are passed over the basic and the beginner, if you didn't learn the concepts and the rules from the previous modules, the intermediate is going to get very, very, very challenging for you. I told you, everybody. So if you have difficulties, go back and watch the lessons again. Oh, Passion, but I watched the basic and the beginner module, I don't understand. Go back and watch the lessons again. Everybody, believe me, it's too much, it's not about intelligence, and it's not about age, and it's not about what college you were. It's too much information. Believe me, our brain cannot sustain that much information. You can understand right now, but believe me, tomorrow you are going to scratch your head and ask yourself, man, how this works? What are the rules of the ABCD? What is the sub A, sub B, you know? Everybody, it's too much information to grasp in one lesson, you know. It's good point, bad point. What is the bad point? It's going to take some time to learn this stuff. What is the good point? This is a learnable skill. You can learn this. Rewatch 4 to 5 times. Yes, sir. Why not? Of course. Sorry, why is it an up retracement and not down? It's just vocabulary, Giuseppe. It's just vocabulary, you know. You have an up structure, you know. You have an up structure, and you have an uptrend, and you have higher highs, higher lows. So This is why this is called an up retracement. It's just vocabulary, Giuseppe. Up retracement. Okay? Up signifies the bias, the direction, and I shouldn't waste time about this right now, but okay, you know. Up, extension, up, retracement. I shouldn't waste my time. Up, extension, up, retracement, Giuseppe. Giuseppe, mi devi una birra, va bene? Up, extension, up, retracement. The first word is talking about the direction, and the second word is talking about what is the market doing right now. General direction, what is the market doing right now? Va bene, Giuseppe? First quadrant, up, extension, up, general direction, what is the market doing right now? It's extending. So this is because the third leg is going to be a, what is, Giuseppe, what is the red one? It's an up extension or it's a down extension? Christian is asking, so more probability if C is deeper to AB boundary for contrarian Fibonacci? Yes, but Christian, you must remember that we have strict rules, and it's not just about, great question by the way, it's not just about the deeper, because you can have a deep C, but still the contrarian Fibonacci is going to have its sub D extension still inside the AB boundary. Your probability is not going to change. 2 beers, va bene. 1 beer and 1 pizza, huh? What do you say, Giuseppe? 1 beer and 1 pizza, man. Italian pizza. Yummy. Okay, Christian? It's not just about how deep is the C. Everybody, the sub D extension must be below the A. It must break the original Fibonacci, and this is going to signal you that this is an 80% rate. Okay? Now let's be clear on another thing, everybody. Let's be clear on something else. I'm going to change the color again. Change the color again. Christian and everybody else, listen to this. Let's be clear on something. Sometimes you are going to enter in a 50% rate and you are going to win. Sometimes you can enter, everybody, in a 50% rate and you can still win. And sometimes you are going to enter in a 80% rate and you can still lose, everybody. Okay? Fibonacci, as every other tool, is not guaranteed. And remember that sometimes when you are going to enter a 50% rate, you can still win. And sometimes, not a lot of times, but sometimes, if you are going to enter an 80% rate, you can still lose. Okay? So, Passion, what is the difference? Well, the difference is if you are going to put 10 trades with 50% and you are going to put 10 trades with 80%, you are going to have more winners here. This is the difference. One more time, very slowly, for the beginner trader to understand probabilities. So Fibonacci is a sequence and it measures the relationship between the retracement and the extension, and it has its own rules. Where to put the stop loss and where to put the take profit. And today we are learning about the Contrarian Fibonacci, and the Contrarian Fibonacci is going to help us to spot the so-called, we are calling this the confirmed C, the confirmed capital C, because we are talking about the C of the original Fibonacci. And the Fibonacci rules are stating when we have the confirmed C, meaning that the extension of the Contrarian Fibonacci is below, in this example, is below the A of the original Fibonacci, so we have found the confirmed C. And when the market finds a confirmed C, we are entering according to the Fibonacci. Don't mix apples with bananas, everybody. When we are entering at the confirmed C, according to the Fibonacci's, we are entering an 80% rate. Okay? So if you find an 80% rate, be happy, but be conscious that still Fibonacci is not guaranteed and you can still lose. On the other side, sometimes you are going to have a not confirmed C. We are going to call just the C, capital 1, of the original Fibonacci, and you are going to see the market moving, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So don't be afraid, you can enter, and sometimes you are going to win, you know, even though you are going to have less probability in here. So if you understand this, as a beginner trader, you are going to ask a question. So if I can win with the 50-50%, why should I wait and trade with the 80% rate? Because even though with an 80% probability, I can still lose. So this is the answer. In a series of 10 or 20 trades, everybody, and this is why Mark Douglas is saying that we are not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. But if you put 10 trades in here, and if you put 10 trades in here, what is going to happen? Let's make two quadrants, or let's put inside, okay? So if you put here, okay, 10 trades, then you are going to win 5 and lose 5. Okay? This is with the 50-50, but if you put 10 trades at the confirmed C, 10 trades, then you are going to win 8 and lose 2. Okay, everybody, this is about the probabilities, and you can study these things. I mean, there is a lot of books and text and everything about the Fibonacci sequence, everybody. If you want to study further or deeper, you know. Here, 50%. If you are going to enter 10%, you are going to win 5 and lose 5. Why is that? You are entering a 50% probability trades. And if you put 10 trades here, you are going to win 8 and lose 2, because those are 80% probability trades. Victor, friends, this lesson about structure formation is in the first webinar of FXPassion. Thank you, Victor. Of course, in the Stohastic webinar. Thank you, Victor. Christian says, thank you. Forex tips for tips. What is the difference between the two squares? I'm a bit confused. Forex tips for tips. Go back to the Stohastic webinar page, everybody, or ask for help, you know. Connect with me on Skype or with Victor. Victor is going to charge you 50% less, you know. Everybody connect with somebody that knows this stuff and ask questions, you know, ask for help. Sub D below A, 80% chess success, how we enter using counter trend line. Patak, you know this already. It's always the same. It's always the same. Okay, everybody. Now, Patak and everybody else, I'm going to show you on the live chart, okay? Was this one or was this one? Let me check. Let's take this one, okay. From yesterday, we have our down Fibonacci on AUD USD daily chart. Alright? Starting from today, we are going to ask ourselves, is this C a confirmed C? This is what we are going to ask ourselves. Okay? Now, what we are going to do, and remember, you can use the Contrarian Fibonacci to number one also trade retracements. Okay? Patak and everybody else, we are going to do two things. So, we are here and of course we don't have the crystal ball, right? But in some point in time, the market was like this. Do we agree, everybody, that one point in time the market was like this? We had a down original Fibonacci, but the market started to push up. The market started making higher highs, higher lows. Right? Okay, great. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to, number one, if I want, but it's risky, but I'm a risky trader, you know, what I'm going to do, I'm going to trade this retracement, and I'm going to do this until I have the confirmed C. Okay, so now good point, bad point. What is the good point? The same rules apply. So so this is the B of the original one. Now, where is my sub A, everybody? Sub A. Where is my sub A? And let's make it like 16, right? Sub A, okay. Sub A, and add it again, something like this. So where is my sub A? And where is my sub B? And where is my sub C? And where is my sub D? If the same rules apply, edit label sub D, there you go. If the same rules apply, where is my sub A? The same rules apply. So what is the A? What is the sub A? The sub A is the lowest low, is the most absolute low, is the starting point of an uptrend, and this is an uptrend. What's the time? 3 more minutes. Okay, so this is my sub A, right? It's the lowest low, is the first low of an uptrend. Now what is my sub B? Sub B, again the same rules apply. What is the sub B? The sub B is the first high as soon as possible after the A. So this is my sub B up in here. Fibonacci retracement tool with different colors. I just draw my Contrarian Fibonacci. What is the sub C? Same rules apply. The sub C is the lowest point inside the sub A, sub B boundary before the market hits the appropriate sub D extension. And in this case, everybody, violet goes to violet, so my sub D is up in here, right? So this is the first swing. Now, I know about risk-reward ratio. At B point, yes, correct, everybody. So I know risk-reward ratio, right? So I'm going to wait. I'm not going to enter right now. I'm going to wait for this sequence to continue and a little bit more, you know, and sideways, bam. So I am in an uptrend, and the market hit my sub D extension, and we have a high. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw my not this one, but this one, right? So I have a new, I'm going to, again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to adjust our sub A and sub B. We're going to adjust our contrarian Fibonacci. So we have a sub A, sub B, and we are monitoring the market. The market didn't pull back, no entry for me, and the market is moving sideways. Now, talking about entries and retracements, you know. So I have here, if you want, it's just an example, everybody. Counter trendline break, right? Counter trendline break, stop loss in here, and sideways, and we are here right now. If I want to trade the retracement. Okay, everybody, I'm sorry, I know there is a lot to learn, but our time is up. We are going to be back tomorrow together. Okay, watch this lesson 4 and 4 to 5.